Know what we were talking about because this is a really important meeting that we're having. Hey, Jimmy. Okay, go ahead and help yourself, get you something to drink, some snacks, because I'm going to be running my mouth. Okay. All right. So basically, there's a lot of business that we have to take care of, you guys. This is a meeting for the Indiana Common Law Assembly, and what I wanted to start out with is, number one, why is it important that we as a community and as a people come together and take charge back over our communities, okay? I think if we look around at the conditions of our community, at the way people are suffering from the drugs in our community, from the corruption in our community, and from there's nothing for the kids to do, you know?
And it all feeds into each other.
Exactly, and even with the education now, I mean, I have to homeschool my grandchildren. Literally, I have to homeschool them because they're not teaching our children, and it's just so serious.
And now they'll tell you that even when they flunk, they're still gonna pass them just because they don't want to come back.
That's what they were doing with my grandson. If they would have told me, you know, I would have pulled him out in the 4th grade. My grandson, well, see, in the 3rd grade, I was working with him. I have to be real quick with this, but in the 3rd grade, I was working with him, and I knew where he was at, and I knew he was rolling along, you know, fine. He was an AB, you know, sometimes a C student. Well, in the 4th grade, it was like, you know, man is kind of stern, you know, and then I wanted to, you know how you want to relax back? He's getting A's and B's. So he's getting A's and B's, so I'm relaxed back. You know, I'm not worried about it. The next year, he goes into the 5th grade, so we got from the 4th to the 5th, he's flunking everything. What the heck is going on? And I drilled him. I find out he's done forgotten everything I taught him in 3rd grade. So the whole 4th grade year is, I've got him already. He's already graduating 5th grade under me, and I'm getting ready to start him in 6th grade. And when I send him back, he's going to be on top of all of that.
My son, I'll tell you what, my son does, if it wasn't for the crossing, like, I don't know where Kanan would be.
That's where my nephew goes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he loves it. Kanan really, like, he really started succeeding when he went to the crossing. Just because he learns different, you know, he really
Okay.
does.
So, Shelby, in case you didn't know, we are recording. There's the camera over there, behind you over there. So, I just wanted everybody to know before they say anything or anything, we're recording. And the example of power that this is going to be with Michigan. That's where you're going to go online and look up your information, the Common Law Assembly of Michigan, because they have done all the groundwork. From what I understand, it took them 14 years to get all of their counties online, and they, you know, now they are winning cases. They are taking complaints from the community and doing, you know, whatever they need to do necessary as they want to have things to come along. The next assembly is Illinois. They are coming online as well, and both Michigan and Illinois is going to help, starting with Grant County. This is how they want us to come online. We'll start with Grant County. We have to have 30 people. We get 30 people, we're in business and we're running the town. That's all we need is 30 people. Because once you got your 30 people, we're going to pull 13 out of the 30 for the grand jury. Okay? Now I'm going to give you your evidence of power of what the grand juries can do from Common Assembly. You have the United States versus Williams, 1992. And what has happened, I haven't read all of the details, but that is a win for common law, where this Williams guy had a complaint with the de facto. And that's something I have to really go over real quick too with you guys. The difference between de facto and de jure. Okay, de jure. United States versus Williams is one of our greatest victories because it was in the Supreme Court, where common law helped him win his case against the judges, the regular judges. Okay, so what we are called is the jure, and what they are called, they're under the Constitution, the de facto, okay? How many are aware that they register our birth certificates to make us, we are used as commodity for debt?
I saw your post about that one. I
You
didn't read it, but
Yeah.
it's all over it.
But you haven't read very much about it.
I need to.
Okay, you really have to read about this, because what this is the setup that causes us not to have any rights. Because America went into a corporate type situation. So as they did, they said that we're gonna register births, and these people are ours, we own these, you see? And so everything you see that's legal by law, by birth certificate, by your social security, and I can show you mine as well. Everything, your driver's license, if you look at your driver's license, everything is in caps. So the reason why everything legally is in caps, so you can pass that around so you can see, you guys can see. The reason why everything is in caps is because you are signed in as a corporation. Okay? And that means that technically that's like how they enslaved us, that they own us. You see what I'm saying? And everything you do is owned by the corporation. Well, the de jure, what it says is you're going to change your status eventually. We'll talk about that more later. But eventually, as you understand more about how they've enslaved us, we can study on this and change our status. We do not have to be a slave to the corporation. We are the people of the land of the United States.
But have you checked how that may change with that Executive Order 13603? I mean, have you checked how, I mean, you read that executive order, it's scary.
Oh yeah, it's serious. Thank you. It's very scary. What she's talking about is the executive order that, well, actually, it's a very old order. It was 603.
It's an old order, but Obama signed it. I don't think he wrote it.
He didn't write it, but,
Right,
he went and made it more simple for them to do it.
Right, and Dick Gregory, like, if you ever look it up on YouTube, like, he explains it, I mean, really just down to the nail. And it's enough to make you, like, really question a
Okay,
lot.
what was that again?
Executive Order 13603.
603. Okay, so what de jure means is that that's the original law. This is the law that America, when they took over the land, not the natives, but when the pilgrims came over, so we know who we're talking about, they had a law of the people, and that law was called common law. Everything after that, okay, is called the de facto. When they wrote the independence, when they wrote the Constitution, all of these laws come up under the common law. This is the issue that people don't understand about. When we make law, what makes the law actually work? They never think about that. The power is the people. The people make the law actually work. If you don't enforce it, it doesn't matter how much you have written down there. It doesn't exist. And I'll give you a good example. When, is that Italy? When you go to the airport, international airport in Italy, all day long. No smoking. There is no smoking in the airport. The Italians do not care. Okay? They're going to smoke. And that whole time they're saying there is no smoking and every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. And at the time, I used to smoke. So I used to find an Italian and go sit right by him. You know, because exactly. Because everybody continued to smoke. My point is that there is no law that can stand on earth without the people cooperating and allowing it to stand. You see what I'm saying? So what happened was when we all agreed to go up under the Constitution, then this is the de facto, or the part that has been written besides what was there originally, and people have forgotten about common law. Well, the importance of common law is that it tells you how to come together, assemble, and you can have a grand jury. Nobody is paid on this. I don't get paid a dime. When you're not paid for this, you are in this because of passion. You're in this because you want to see a change. You see what I'm saying? It's not like how the de facto has where everybody's getting paid and whoever pays the most money, that's who wins. So you have GMOs. How many is familiar with GMOs? You? Okay. Have you heard of GMOs? Well, GMOs, what they are is genetically modified organisms.
Is it food?
It's in the food.
It's
And it's making people sick,
Right.
for real. It's really a sick. And really, America is like the only advanced nation that is allowing GMOs to the level that we allow them in, The vaccines are harming the kids so bad that they had to create a law that says you can no longer sue if the vaccine harms the kids. What?
But you can be sued if you don't get your kid's vaccine.
You can be sued? What?
If you send your kids to school, your kids haven't had the measles shot.
Yeah.
Your kids happen to have the measles. You send them to school, they get the other kids the measles. You as a parent.
How can they get the measles if they've been vaccinated? See, that's what I was saying about a lot of this. It's corruption at the highest level. So, one thing that I wanted to get done is our official name. When we are working officially, there are rules and guidelines and terminology that we have to stick up under. Like for example, we can never be the state of Indiana. We are Indiana State. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's other terminology as well, but I wanted to go ahead and see what do you guys feel that's best for our name. We could be Indiana Common Law Assembly, or we could be the Common Law Assembly of Indiana. But I throw it out every which kind of way. We need to pin it down. So
Honestly, it all sounds good to me, but anyway, like anything.
we gotta make a decision because we're making it happen. Let's vote. I think that Indiana, say them both again. Indiana Common Law Assembly, or the Common Law Assembly of Indiana.
I like the second one.
Everybody like the second one? That's our official name. Is that cool with you?
Can you repeat the two,
I'll
please?
say what?
Okay, here we go. Indiana Common Law Assembly, or the Common Law Assembly of Indiana.
Yeah, number two.
And you could say of Indiana State.
The only
You
reason
just
I like
can't
the
say
first one
of.
is because if you shorten it out, it's just ICLA. Now, the second one, because that's how I wrote it out. It's like CLAI or so it kind of, it shortens it out a little bit. That's the only reason I was writing it out. But either way, it sounds really good.
Okay, so we'll go with the Common Law Assembly. Let me write this down. Our official name is the Common Law Assembly of Indiana. All right. Now, second of all, we have to write our mission statement. We're not going to do that here, but what I would like for us to do is shoot out what we want in it, because what I'll do is based off of what y'all shoot out to me, I'm going to go and work on writing the statement and come back for you guys to approve it. Does that sound fair with everybody? Sound fair? Cool. All right, so let's shoot out some ideas of what's really important in the mission statement.
I think before we shoot out ideas on the mission statement, we should shoot ideas on how to get more people involved. And how to,
Well, I was coming up with that over here.
okay, sorry.
I'm
Jumped ahead.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. The only reason why, and if we don't have any ideas, what we could do is we could think about it. What we could do is look up online and compare Michigan's mission statement. Because I've read it, but I've already forgot what they said. To get a feel of it. I could throw one thing out there that they have in their mission where they have their people under the Bible, okay? And I love the Bible, but I feel like that excludes people. So
Exactly.
Indiana, yay, I was thinking that we could just be, and what they're saying is that there's a natural law. And why not just be under the natural laws of the nature, our God-given our alien, what is it?
Your conscience.
Right.
You don't have
Right.
to follow the Bible to be a good person. You don't have to follow the Quran or the Torah or any of that
Right.
to be a good person.
Exactly.
It's common sense.
Right. So, well, that's right there gives me a part of how I can write the first part. We'll probably stick with just, what is naturally, nature, it's common sense. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Thank you. And there's, every religion that you have has that tenet right there.
Exactly.
It may not be those words, but they believe that.
Exactly. So that's one of our points is we're gonna be very inclusive of everybody. We want all human beings to feel that they have a right to be represented.
This one's like
Okay. So that's one point done.
spearmint, peppermint, little.
Okay, and, then what I can do is we'll leave the rest, unless you guys have any other ideas, I give you a minute to think. Any ideas of, what we could come up with that would be important to be in our mission statement?
I think she said a good point, like, I think if all of us focused on really bringing more people, getting the 30 that we need, and then, like, making the mission statement from that, because right now, we're 4 or 5 people.
Okay.
But if we had the 30, or even if we had 15, and then we get a mission statement from all of them,
Okay, so we'll leave this for next week. And we'll go, I had the start of the handbook on there, so I know that's gonna be for next week. Because with the handbook, I'll just tell you what it's about. Michigan has a 60-page handbook. And the powerhouse of the handbook is that when we write this out, everybody is gonna be bound to this. So that means even if you get some kind of crooked person taking over the group, you see what I'm saying? We can write it where an individual can point this out. You are required to represent the people. This is how you did it. And we could write it that person can be removed.
And it's not a
immediately.
personal attack, but it's like,
Yeah.
look, you knew this is what it was when you came in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I'm talking about severe corruption. You get what I'm saying? Where you know that you're caught taking money. Hey, Dwayne. Have a seat.
Hello, you all.
Yeah, we were explaining some of the information, but you will see, because we're copying, we're recording everything. So I don't waste time to go over everything. But, go ahead and have a seat. But in our handbook, that's how we control to make sure that nobody new comes in and take this away from the people. The way the Constitution allows the rich elite to take the rights of the people and make it where we don't count, okay?
Oh, the joint of capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then the other 3 and 4, 2 other things that we're gonna talk about was the entertainment, which I can get to that, and then the other thing was self-preservation. And that's what I was gonna talk about, getting more people involved. The more people we have involved, the more we're gonna make things happen. Let me just give a real quick touch on what both of these are, and then you guys can tell me where you wanna go. The entertainment that I'm talking about is where we come together for the children and get the children where they have something to do. If it's nothing but go to the Manor Park for a picnic. You know, how hard is that? Everybody bring out some barbecue or potato salad, baked beans or whatever.
Yeah, like
And we bring some music, and we can bring game ideas. We have to get creative with it.
And that's what's really gonna bring people in. Things
Right.
like that.
Would you be able to
You know,
set a
community.
booth up at like First Friday,
Yeah.
or maybe do like face paint?
We can do that.
Yeah, I can go over there here.
So what I wanna do is just,
Off to the side.
yeah, that's a good idea. So all I wanna do is just tell you what these are, and then you guys take over and tell me what you wanna do. So then the other one with the self-preservation, what I'm talking about there is that we are consumers. We need soap, we need everyday commodities, that we are spending a lot of money with these big corporations. Why not, set up, and I'm not saying this is gonna be overnight, but I'm saying that we can start thinking on this now, where we need something like Tide, you need skin soap, or you need, dish soap. There's just certain things you need, toothpaste, these are just things that you're gonna use, you're gonna consume. And we could, set up a little small store, kind of half of this, smaller than this, where everybody buys directly from, we buy from Procter & Gamble or whatever company is putting it out, and then we're not interested in a profit. We're interested in taking care of ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So that's gonna bring members in as well, because as you only buy yours at cost plus 10%, whoever is not a member is gonna buy theirs at 30%. So what do we want? I better become a member so I don't have to pay 30% for my goods. You see what I'm saying? So those are the two things that I had ideas about, getting more members or whatever. Now you guys have the floor. You tell me what y'all want.
I like that idea too, because it helps put people in business for themselves instead of like doing big things.
Oh, the camera said it didn't like it. Keep talking, it might be going still. Yeah, it's still recording.